It's Friday and there's no school. Hell yeah. So anyway, what's up guys? Rampage here bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Here we got a really great OU battle against SpartasFinest from Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to lead off with my Landers and he's going to lead off with Rotom. I'm just going to go for the U-turn knowing that I'm faster because I'm Scarfed. And he actually switches out into his Terrakion, which is good because now I get switch initiative. I'm going to go out in the Latios. But now I'm actually going to switch out into my Landers again just to see if he's Scarfed. And it doesn't look like he is because he switched out. So now I'm just going to go for the U-turn again as he goes out into his Bronzong, predicting my Draco Meteor. And now I'm going to go out into my Ferrothorn because I see this as a chance to set up some spikes. So he's actually going to set up his Stealth Rocks, which is good for him, but it doesn't really hurt me too bad. Like, nothing is weak to Stealth Rocks, so I don't really care too much. So now he's going to switch out into a Celebi, probably predicting my Leech Seed. And seeing as though he switched out right there, lets me think that he doesn't have the Hidden Power Fire, but I'm actually just going to switch out just in case he does. Go out into my Heatran to try and set up rocks now as he goes out into his Tyranitar and he sets up Sand. And I predicted him to have the Fire Blast, so that's why I stayed in, but he actually has Superpower. And I'm thinking that he's Choice Scarf because he outsped me. Well, if he's actually a offensive one without a Scarf, he can outspeed me. But I don't see any lefties. I don't see any item. So that's what made me also think that he was Scarf. I'm going to set my rocks up and now switch out into Vaporeon because I know that he's at -1 attack and defense, so I can take any of his superpowers. And that's what I do. So now I'm out in Vaporeon. He's actually going to switch out into my did I say into my Celebi? Into his Celebi, which is going to take some spikes and rocks damage, which is pretty good. And I'm actually going to go for the Toxic instead of Wish because I wanted to see if his Tyranitar would stay in and try and switch up moves or not. And if he did, then he would be Toxic. And if he didn't, then I knew I could take any of his hits because he was at -2 attack. And Tyranitar doesn't really get any good special attacks to hit Vaporeon with. So anyway, now I'm just going to switch out into my Latios because Latios basically walls any of Celebi's hits. Hidden Power Fire, Earth Power, Giga Drain, Psychic. Latios can take them all. So now I'm actually going to switch out, predicting him to go into his T-Tar to try and lock my Latios in with Pursuit, but he actually goes out into his Bronzong, which is fine by me because I can just go for the U-turn right here, which, you know, is good because I get to, you know, scout to see what he's going to do, see if he'll switch or not. It doesn't look like he will, and I'm just going to go out into my Ferrothorn. He's actually going to go for the Hidden Power, and it's Hidden Power Ice because that's what they all, well, not all, but that's what they tend to carry for Gliscors and whatnot. So now he's going to switch out, go out into his Terrakion, but I am going to be able to set up another layer of spikes right here. So that's my second layer, which is very key. It actually comes out to play. It actually comes to play very soon in the battle. So actually, he's out in this Terrakion. I really don't want anything to take a close combat, so I'm just going to sack my Heatran, seeing as though it's the least useful thing on my team, and it was actually also, oh my gosh, I can't talk. It was also a good fodder because I see that he has a Life Orb. So now I'm going to go out into my Latios and I'm going to go for the Surf. He predicts that goes for the Rotom. I could have easily went for the Draco Meteor and that probably would have taken out his, that's not a word. That probably would have easily taken out his Rotom. So I don't know why he did that. I thought he would go out into his Bronzong or his Tyranitar. But that's not the case. Now I'm going to go out into my Ferrothorn as he goes for the Pain Split. And I see Lefty, so I'm thinking that this is a bulky Rotom. Yeah. Not much to say there. So now he's going to switch on to his Gliscor. And I'm going to go for the Power Whip. Not trying to set up my spikes just yet. And I missed the Power Whip, which sucks. And he's going to go for the Sub. And I don't see Poison Hill, so I know that this is Sandville. Which is easier to understand why I missed Power Whip earlier. So now he's going to go behind the Sub and set up a Swords Dance. I set up my last layer of spikes, and now I'm going to go for the Power Whip. Break his Sub, which is great because I don't want this thing behind the Sub with +2 because then it's going to be a real pain to deal with. So now I'm going to go for the Jar Ball just to see if that can break his Sub, seeing as though this is an offensive Gliscor, and it does, which is great. And he's going to go for the Acrobatics. He's at +2, and I still didn't think it would do this much. I know it is Stab without an item and Gem boosted, but I didn't think it would do that much. So anyway, I'm going to take him out with the Gyro Ball, and now he's going to bring out his Rotom. I really have no reason to switch out because nothing wants to take a Hydro Pump or a Volt Switch, or well, I think he has Volt Switch instead of Thunderbolt. I'm not sure. He never He never revealed his electric type attack, so not sure about that. So anyway, I'm going to go out into my Terrakion now, hoping that a Life Orb close combat will be able to take him out. I'm Jolly, so, and not Adamant, so I was hoping that it'd take him out, and it does, which is great. So now it's going to go out into Bronzong, and I don't know if a close combat will take it out, so I'm just going to go out into my Vaporeon, and he made a very risky play right there, because I could have easily went for the close combat, but it didn't. It paid off for him because he switches out into his Terrakion on the double switch, and I'm out in Vaporeon, which is actually a great play for him because now he's basically going to do a lot of damage to something on my team because nothing really wants to take a close combat. Landorus is the best thing I have to take it, so that's what I'm going to switch out into. It's still going to do a fuck ton of damage though, but I am going to be able to take it, and now he's forced to stay in because the hazards will kill him if he wants to switch out and come back in, so I'm just going to go for the Earthquake and take him out. So now he's going to go out in the T-Tar, probably hoping to outspeed me, but I'm Scarfed as well. So I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, and that's also going to take out the Tyranitar, which is great. So now, his last two guys are Bronzong and Celebi, which, as long as I get rid of this Bronzong, I can easily take care of this guy. But actually, my Latios, dang, I'm losing all track of what I was about to say. So anyway, my Terrakion can basically take out his last two guys, so I'm going to switch out into my Latios' Deathwater, but he's actually going to overpredict, go for the Earthquake, and I'm actually going to be able to get a Hidden Power Fire off on his Bronzong, which is great for me, because now I know a U-turn will be able to take this thing out, which I could have actually just went out into my Terrakion right here and just went for the X Scissor, but I wanted to go for U-turn, make the most out of my Landorus, and now I'm going to go out into Terrakion. His last guy is Celebi. Life Orb, X Scissor will definitely be able to take this thing out from its point of health. So that's actually going to be a good game, SpartasFinest. I think he has a YouTube, so I'll leave his link in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, push that like button, and I'll see you guys in the near future. Peace out.